Hi everyone, we are from AACS Group 4 and today me, Tan Jae and my teammate Loy Yu are going to present AACS2034 Fundamentals of Computer Network. Next. Now I would like to do some introductions about our assignment. Firstly, we are required to design and set up a local area network for the school with different buildings in different locations. For example, we have 3 locations, which is location A, location B, and location C. In location A, we have 3 departments, which are Administrative Department, Account Department, Registry, Student, and Admission Department. And along to 100 meters, we have location B, which is Library, IT Research Center, and Science Laboratories. And between the distance of 400 meters of location A and location C, we have 12 tutorial classrooms, art room, music room, and audio visual room in location C. Next. Okay, this is our network requirement, which the number of hosts required for location A administrative department is 50, account department is 20, registry, student, and admission department is 40. And for location B, the number of hosts required for library is 150, for IT Research Center is 300, and for Science Laboratory is 19. And the number of hosts required for location C for 12 tutorial classrooms, art room, music room, and audio visual room are the same, which are 60 hosts. Next. Next, I'm going to present our calculation of number of address needed in the largest subnet. So we can conclude that the largest number of hosts in our subnet is 300, and the number of address needed for growth is 20% from our requirement. So we can take the largest number times the number of address needed for growth, which is 20%, and we will get a number of 60. Then we will use our largest number of hosts in our subnet, which is 300 plus 60, and we will get a 360, which the hosts will needed. Next. And this is our calculation of prefix and custom subnet mask. We choose class B as our subnet, which is /16, and the subnet mask for class B is 255.255.0.0. And the largest subnet we have is 360, which we have calculated just now, and we will need to 2 power 9 to get a 512 so that we can include the 360 inside. Then we will need to borrow 9 bits where we have 2 power 9 and we have left 7 bits. So the custom subnet mask that we have calculated is 255 and 255.254.0. So the prefix we needed is /16 plus 7, which is the left bit, which will equals to our /23. So the prefix for our calculation is /23. Next. Now I'm going to present our subnetting table, which we have calculated. This includes location, which means it's our department or building, our prefix that we have calculated just now, which is /23, and the number of hosts. This is given by the requirement, and the subnet address that we chose is 172.25.0.0, and the first usable and last usable broadcast address will need us to calculate ourselves. For example, I will take a location A for my example. For example, administrative department have the initial subnet address, which is 172.25.0.0, and the first usable is +1 to the subnet address. We can take 172.25.0.1, and the last usable address is 172.25.1.254, and the broadcast address is +1 to the last usable address, which is 172.25.1.25. For the following department and building, we also use the same method to calculate. Next. Then we have done some addressing table for router and other buildings. And the addressing table for location A is like this. So I will take an example, which is administrative department. We have one switch with 2 PC in a department, which is switch 0 and PC 0 and PC 1. And the IP address for switch 0 is 172.25.0.2. And the subnet mask we calculated is 255.255.254.0. And the default gateway is same as the router IP address, which is 172.225.0.1. Next. And this is the addressing table for location B. The calculation is mostly likely same as the router and location A. Next. This is the addressing table for location C, which we have 4 buildings in it, which is music room, art room, audio studio room, and tutorial room. Next.
So next will be network design, and this is our overall network design. So later I will show in details during Cisco packet tracer. So now we'll go to configuration. Okay, for router initiate configuration, enable is to enter privileged access mode, and config key in full, which we call configuration terminal, it is to enter global configuration mode, and hostname is to let us to change the router name. So the next command is enable secret AACS2034. This one is to set a password for privileged access mode, which is we use AACS2034. And line con 0, in full we call line console 0. This one is to enter the console line 0 configuration mode. For password, we set a password for line console 0 for login authentication purpose. Then we access the configuration line, and we type in line VTY050. This one is virtual terminal line. So we also set a password for login authentication purpose. So after that, we'll access to the privileged access mode, and we'll use the command called copy running config startup config. This one is to copy all the configuration. So go to switch, we are using the same way, which you can see at the right side. So mostly the same way, so I will skip this part. Okay, now is go to interface configuration. So we interface router and switch, which you can see. We also use enable command, config key command to enter the privileged access mode. Now at this point, we will try to enter the interface mode. Interface FA3/0 is to enter the interface port to let us to assign IP address, assign anything that in the interface, particular interface. So when we enter the interface FA30, we will assign IP address. 172.25.6.1 is the first usable IP address, then 255.255.254.0 is the subnet mask. So after that, after assigning IP address for the router, we will key in no shutdown command. And next, same goes to switch. We will still going to enter the privileged access mode and went to the particular interface. Then we assign some IP address using the same way as router. But the different thing between switch and router, we also assign a default gateway for switch to let router and switch to have a connection. So we assign IP default gateway for the switch, for example, 172.25.0.1. Later I'll show you the full things in Cisco. So for the routing part is to basically to let two router to have connection. So we'll click the router and click the static below the routing. Then the network is what kind of network we want to connect between these two routers. And the mask will be the custom subnet mask, which is 255.255.254.0. And the next up is, which means the IP address of the remote router, which means the router that you want to connect, the IP address. So next we'll go to pinging. We'll go to the Cisco. Now this one is the overall design as you saw it in our slide. So we are using serial DTE to connect the two routers, because serial DTE have a wide range. They're able to cover at least 400 meters, which mentioned in our assignment question. So the rest of the cable are using copper through cable. So let's take a closer look. We look at administrative department. So we will use this to pin all the other devices. So we will pin the up root. For pin point 3. So we got response from the IP address, so it means it's connected correctly. The location B. Location B, we'll try to pin the library first. The library address is 6.2. 6.2 is the switch. This one, switch. So now we'll try to pin IT resources center. Also 8.3 is the end device at the IT resource center. So it shows is successfully connected to location C and location B. Now I will show you is it successfully connect to location A with the other department. So for administrative department itself, I will try to pin another end device, which is PC1. So the PC1 IP address is 172.25.0.4. So now I will try to pin the accounting department. every IP address you saw, like the last digit with digit 2 is the switch, is basically the switch IP address, and the 3 and 4 digit is representing the end device. So now it responds successfully. So I think this is all the pin activity I need to show. Thank you.